money back, because the money isn't there to pay someone to put all the machines in the buildings, look after them, and get big money back from them. So if you want a $1 wash, $1.50 wash, whatever it is, don't expect too much money back from them.
That's right.
But if you get enough money back from them to pay your electrical and your water, then I say you're doing very good.
That's right. Thank you.
And the contract that we looked at today from them don't discuss any of this. All it discusses is a 10-year contract, which is not good for us.
Okay, so
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you. I was just going to add that Jan and I, when we first looked at the invoices for 2 weeks, 60 invoices, that was what was processed, payments for 60 things over a 2-week period. They cut the checks every 2 weeks. Absolutely scary for the two of us, because no contracts for most of it, and no quotes. So we have got a lot of work to do on getting contracts in place and making sure we have the best value for the money we spend. Okay, so on to the Building, Painting, and Rec Center Renovation Committee. Maybe Louisa, you're up again.
Busy girl.
I have one person on my committee so far who I've been communicating with, email. Louis?
Where's Chuck?
Oh, and Chuck, that's right.
Chuck.
Is Chuck here?
Yeah, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck. It's Coffee. Oh, and Joyce. Okay, good.
And me.
But the more the merrier. It is basically on hold for right now. This committee is going to overlap with some other committees. It's my understanding that Joe Bernadelli's committee is going to look at the integrity of the buildings before we start spending money on painting, just to make sure we don't have to get into concrete and ruin the painting. So,
You will be getting into it.
okay.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Hi. As probably you all know, I've been the acting building representative for Building 20. Big up. I've been the acting building representative for Building 20 for 2 years. I know the building inside out, and microphone. Hi, can you hear me now? Yeah. I've been the acting building representative for Building 20 for 2 years now, and I know my building inside out. I know that other buildings have had structural problems.
Hold it up to your mouth.
Believe me, I don't have to talk on a microphone.
Now we can hear you.
I'm very in touch with my building, and I see all the structural things that need to be done. The structural issues need to be addressed before any of the painting takes place. You had a catastrophic collapse of the center section balconies in the building right next to, I think it was 15? 15. More things like this happen. You need to address the issues on the roof from their apartment, apartment 904, Claude and Michelle Bureau. You can see a crack developing in the, I guess, the soffit of the building.
Parapet walls.
The hangover.
Parapet walls.
So, parapet. Okay, so there's a lot of these little issues that cropped up over time because, you know, the buildings are settling. There's a lot of structural work that needs to be fixed and really examined, because let's face it, all these buildings are on sand. So that really needs to take place before I think anything gets done. And that's my point.
Thank you, Chuck.
Okay. Any other questions for Louisa? I mean, in essence, we're kind of saying, oh, yeah, go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, I would like to get on your committee. I was the chairman of the committee prior to the new election. And Chuck is right. Many of the buildings were not fixed prior to painting, which was done the last time. And you're throwing away money if you don't
Exactly.
restructuring of each building. There's not one that doesn't have some fissure cracks in it.
Well, we may well have to get an engineer in to advise us,
Exactly.
you know. Because why spend $600,000 on painting or more if you haven't structurally fixed the buildings?
Yes.
Okay, is there any other questions for Louisa? She's just getting started. In her capacity, she's probably going to have to get an architect into one, maybe suggest some color palettes when we get to the point of actually painting the buildings, and also maybe someone to create some options for us on the rec centers so people can hear vote on it. So it will be input by everybody.
And I do think we can, as we're getting that underway, we can still meet and exchange ideas and get familiar with each other, so.
What's rec centers?
The pool, the buildings at the pool.
Oh, okay.
So the pools and the landscaping is great, but the buildings themselves, nothing's been done with them for forever. And if you have a look at other associations and what they've done, they're quite amazing. So our property values will go up if we do that, and we'll have more enjoyment of the place. And we want to do it within our budgets. We're not talking about increasing our fees. We're talking about finding the money to do it. Okay, so now we have the Building Maintenance Committee, and that's Joe.
We have two Joes.
Oh, I forgot I'm chair of that committee. I don't have much right now on that. I've been running around here and there and everything else. Every time I turn around, he's having a meeting, so. But, no, it's pending right now. I've been starting some stuff, but I really can't tell you. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to Peter.
So if you want to help Joe, because in future he's going to run the joint.
I can order complaints. Give me the complaints so I know.
The landscaping committee is Rose. Rose.
Yes, I've been taking care of all the landscaping, and I'd be very happy for a lot of you to come forward to be on my committee. So if you're interested, please come up and sign. Okay, thank you.
So we're going to get into a routine with these committees, so we're just getting organized. Okay, we have security and parking, and that's Tom Anthony, and of course he has back the security company here who wanted to see Tom in action.
Hi, Tom Anthony. I've just been getting started with security issues, and we had some serious issues in the beginning. We had, because my goal on this whole thing has been leave the unit owners alone. If they're not bothering anybody, don't harass them. Well, I came across a situation where we had 18 people that were just having their party, and it got to be 5 after 11. Security comes in and says, "Get out!" And then that's just that rude. So anyway, I talked to the security manager, and we had it fired. So anyway, this is the kind of thing I'm looking at, the security. You just leave people alone if they're not doing anything to bother anybody or hurt anybody. Granted, you need security to be tough if somebody is getting rowdy, they're drunken, they're belligerent, yes. But most unit owners just want to enjoy their condos, peaceful, relaxed, and everybody getting along, and just don't harass them. So anyway, that's my goal, and I'm also loosening things up a little, giving people a little more freedom. As far as the whole situation has been kind of crummy for the parking. I mean, we don't really need, we definitely should have the guest spots open for anybody that comes in with a guest. You do not have to go to the office and fill out a form because somebody decided to stay overnight, and what are you going to do? Have security, write them up? This is no. We should, as some of these other buildings are doing already now, you just be a little more strict on the owner's spots. Make sure they have those spots, but guest spots should be open, and if somebody comes in as a guest, just leave them alone. Don't go running around and saying, here's a ticket, you know, you don't belong here. This is, all those guest spots are supposed to be just that, guest spots. So we're gonna be trying to do more to make this a better community, less paperwork, and less harassment for everybody. Anybody have a question?
For you. I've got a question. I want to bring something to your attention about the parking spaces themselves. When they were painted, they made more spaces than were there before. Everybody's spaces got moved down a little bit. Now, the code in Pompano is for a 10-foot space. Some of those spaces are 7'9", some of them are 8'2", and as a result, some, and they're not all the same size. The one that I have, people are opening up their doors and hitting my car, because there's not enough room to open your door without hitting the car beside you. Now, it's a simple thing. It's a 10-foot, the code in Pompano is 10-foot space. And for 7'9", that's just not legal. They moved people's spaces down that everybody's moved down a bit, which is probably putting more spaces in there. So it should be, whoever did that painted, whoever we contacted, they should come back and do it right.
Okay, appreciate that. We're looking at more things like that. Anybody else?
I don't know the association number, but right around the corner here, building 76 in that community, 70, 72, 76, they don't have parking passes at all. They never have, they never will.
Just the guest spots, right?
No,
Oh.
at all.
Oh,
You don't have to go to the office and get, if somebody's coming for a week to stay with you, you don't have to get it. They police their own buildings. If somebody's in your spot, you're gonna know.
right, right.
So why do we need stickers, and why do we got security going around to make sure that, you know, nobody's damaging the vehicles. But why do we need to go through all that problem of paying for all the stickers that you have to purchase, going there to get it if you have a guest for a week or 2 weeks?
Okay,
It makes no sense. They've been doing it for years. So.
Okay, well, these are things we're gonna look at, and I appreciate the comments, and we're gonna explore this more thoroughly.
At least try it for a year, maybe. If it works, fine. Leave it alone.
Tom, just further to that point, does that mean that currently we still are required to have a sticker